time is 6:13 on this December morning, and it is a special day here at King 5.
We are celebrating 35 years with Rich Marriott. 35 years ago today, he started forecasting the weather at King 5. And to celebrate this milestone anniversary, we had to go deep into the archives to take a look back at how Rich started his career. Long before Rich Marriott began his career at King 5, he was forecasting the weather and avalanche danger in the mountains as a Forest Service meteorologist. Rich and his friend Mark Moore co-founded the Northwest Avalanche Center in the 1970s. And during the summers, Rich worked for the University of Washington and ran this research facility on Blue Glacier, where he measured glacial motion and melting snow in the Olympics. That's where longtime weatherman at Cairo, Harry Wappler, interviewed Rich one summer.
Rich, what's the purpose of your research here on Blue Glacier?
Well, we're trying to relate the historical record that's left by the glacier.
It was Harry who helped Rich start his TV broadcasting career, encouraging him to put together a tape for an audition.
Then now we've developed a band of clouds, and you can see the moisture moving in up from the south.
In 1987, Rich made his on-air debut at King TV.
So head on into it.
Yeah, I have a few concerns about putting a face with a forecast after all these years. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful about what I say, but at least we started.
Don Varyu hired Rich for the job, even though he had no experience in TV news.
When I was hiring people for King 5 News, I had two top priorities. I wanted people with knowledge, and I wanted people with authenticity. And Rich, you cleared both of those hurdles with ease.
We have kind of a chilly morning around western Washington. In fact,
forecasting the weather on TV was never part of Rich's plans when he graduated from UCLA with degrees in physics and meteorology.
When you think back to college, I'm sure that nobody really expected that you'd be able to do this. And in fact, I heard your professors say that you were least likely to be able to hold a job.
Well, the cold front moved through this morning, and now
But his deep knowledge of science and weather forecasting is what gained the trust of viewers.
I remember some of your highlights. I mean, the day you were able to predict fair weather and clear skies for Bill Boeing for the maiden flight of the B&W seaplane. And who can forget your rain, and more rain prediction for the Denny landing? That was spot on.
So now your shirt is off.
Oh, it is off one. Well, you know, people have been telling me that for years anyway. Rich, you're off a button.
His wit and self-deprecating humor made him relatable, helping morning viewers wake up with a smile.
That's why my wife doesn't let me dress myself usually.
I remember working the morning news, March of 1991. Those were pretty tough hours, but you made them very easy because of your enthusiasm, because you're such a pleasant guy.
In his 35 years, Rich has flown with the Blue Angels and climbed Mount Rainier to raise money for the American Lung Association's Climb for Clean Air. He's wrestled with sumo wrestlers and emceed countless events.
I'm excited to watch you four play pickleball.
One thing is for certain.
Let's do it.
Which side is the front?
No matter what he's doing, Rich is always having fun.
Yes.
I never had more fun than on some of the ski trips that we've taken together. In fact, I remember one time when he and I were at Whistler in this bar, and actually I can't tell that story.
Oh, come on, just
Okay,
guess.
again. Come on,
I don't know.
Because when you work somewhere for more than 3 decades, your coworkers become lifelong friends.
The explosive cranberry soda.
I have admired you from the very start. You've taught us so much, me in particular, about raising the bar, about what it means to be part of the legacy that is King 5, about professionalism, mostly about friendship.
Across Washington this hour?
From 1987 to 2022, Rich has been a fixture in Western Washington. Reliable, dependable, professional. Setting the bar for all of us at King 5 with unmatched knowledge, authenticity.
Party in the USA, Miley Cyrus.
Yes!
Sorry, I wandered off camera. I was so excited.
And a sense of humor that makes everyone around him better.
Now, that might be at the time there were some people who said, can he really work in this newsroom? Can he stick? Well, I can assure you that everybody who doubted you is long gone, and you're still cooking.
I love it.
And it lasts longer
love
than
you, man.
all of us combined.
Oh,
I grew
geez.
up watching you, so it still feels surreal.
How does that make you feel?
I know that probably makes you feel really old, but
Yeah.
but I did. Being born and raised here, I watched Rich growing up as a kid, and so to be able to work with you, it seems so surreal. And you've worked with so many people over the course of 35 years, 32 of them right here on the morning show.
Yeah.
And everyone has the very same thing to say about you.
Oh, thank you.
So smart, so genuine, so professional.
It's so much fun. I mean, I love the weather. I enjoy forecasting the weather. I mean, I enjoy watching the technology evolve, and I get to put it all together, and then I get to drink coffee and talk about it the rest of the day. I mean, and have a good time.
Well, you're such a
much of the
mentor
time.
to all of us, and especially me, and just being a dear friend and growing our friendship over the years. It's really, I cannot tell you how much it's meant to me and my family, our camping trips, and I'm just going to be choked up all morning thinking about this.
Well, as my college roommate said there, you know, he the last person to believe this could ever happen, knowing me. So.
Didn't think you'd make it to 35.
Seriously.
Of course, I haven't been here as long, but I always tell everybody you have been like my very godfather since the time I got here. He set up a dinner for me at his home. I've been to your house countless amount of times, so you know I appreciate you so much. And speaking of impact, when I went to my doctor here and she found out I worked at King 5, you were the first person she mentioned. And she said she grew up watching you as well. So
You know.
A lot of you texting in this morning with similar stories, so keep those coming. The text line's at 206-448-4545. Let's celebrate Rich today.